Alright, hello everybody. This is Reagord with Team Truffle. This is a new game. Well, I don't know exactly how new it is, but it's new for me. It's a roguelike, like all the other ones in the series have been, but this has a weird gimmick of being... it's on what they call a hyperbolic plane, which is, as you can see here, it's sort of like on a sphere. So things sort of get weird as they go towards the edges of this, instead of being on like a flat table. I don't know very much about the game. I know the basic controls of moving around, kinda, although it's a little tricky. And the basic idea is you're trying to pick up treasure and defeat monsters, and you're just trying to get as much treasure as possible. From what I've seen and what I've read, which is very little, by the way, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of experience or equipment or anything like that. You really just sort of wander around and pick up treasure. And when there's monsters, you basically, if you run into the monster, you defeat it. If they run into you, you are defeated. And so you have to sort of avoid groups of enemies, so that when you like run into one, the other one doesn't get you, or things like that. There we go. It's a little tricky. But anyway, so it was a buck on Steam, so it doesn't seem like the most wonderful game ever, but it definitely seems like a cute little gimmick. Definitely worth $1, I think, so far. Sort of a puzzle. It's all kind of like a puzzle game. Oh, and there seems to be this orb of flash. I assume this is some sort of power-up. I activated the flash spell. Alright, that looks like it did a significant amount of damage, if I could guess. So, I know very little about, well, like, the mechanics. Well, sorry, not the basic mechanics, but very little about the strategy or anything. What I do know is, supposedly, the more treasure you pick up in each sort of zone, more monsters will come after you, and so you want to try to get to other zones, I think. That's what it seems like. Which is kind of what I'm attempting to do, but I kind of lost track of the zones that were nearby, sort of at the beginning of this video. There we go. So there appears to be another one up here. Alright, so I guess I cannot move through the Great Wall. That seems poor. There we go. Alright, so now it looks like I've entered a new zone. The music's changed. This appears to be... right-click. I'm trying to get the sort of, not sort of help, so to speak, but there's supposed to be a description that you can get, like if you click on the ground. There we go. This is, it's a quick gateway to other lands. Alright, so this is sort of like the transportation world, overworld, Aether, depending on whatever game you're talking about. You can find magical items on the crossroads. Mirror lands bring mirrors and clouds, and other land types bring magical orbs. Alright, so this looks a little more in-depth than I had sort of given it credit for. I thought it was very, very simplistic. Kind of by design, but... so it looks like there's a lot of, like, random little things you can pick up, even though there doesn't seem to be, like, standard RPG elements. Still pretty neat. The game will prevent you from making moves that would kill you. So you can't, like, accidentally run somewhere that would kill you, which is really good, because because of the weird way that the movement works, I've accidentally made a lot of these missteps, and you may have noticed it at the bottom. Walls which are living. After each turn, each cell counts the number of living walls and floor cells around it. If it is different type than the majority of cells around it, it switches. Oh boy. So it's sort of a living dungeon. So this is actually really neat. This wouldn't be like a real competitive game, but this is like... I don't know, cute's not the right word, but it's very gimmicky. It's got some interesting little elements to it. I really appreciate that. It's different, you know, instead of just having a million roguelikes, which are basically reskins of the same things. So I'm just picking up gold. I'm sorry if this, like, movement and stuff bugs anyone. There's not... I think there's a little bit I could do about that. I could probably, like... there's some settings that have to do with, Sorry, this is kind of tripping me out. My commentary's not been great. There are some settings, supposedly, that can change some of the video things. I think it might make it a little less of this, like, fish lens. Maybe. I haven't messed with it, though, so I don't know. This is neat. I kind of like this, sort of living wall aspect of it. So I didn't pay, like, a huge amount of attention to what it was saying in the description, but it's something along the lines of, like, if there are more... whatever, thing, shit, I think I just got screwed. Cannot move through the dead troll, cannot move through the Great Wall, cannot move through the living wall. So I can stand still by pressing S, and I do this a bunch of times, maybe the, the walls will go away or something? I don't know. It's supposed to be living walls. Why can't they? Why won't they go away? Oh, there's an enemy. I think I might have just messed myself up here. So that's a great start to this. Yeah. So I'll probably have to restart. Because it does not appear as if I can do anything. Yep. Okay. If I could figure out how to. F5 to restart. Alright, let's try this again a little bit. This has been short so far. So what it seems like you want to do is you want to try to be very concerned about where enemies are coming at you from a long sort of time in advance. If that makes any sense. Like, you want to know where they're coming from long before they get near you, so that you can position them in good locations. The strategy's actually fairly similar to how most roguelikes work. You don't want to sort of get surrounded, so you want to make sure you know where your choke points are, so you can fight enemies one at a time. This being even more necessary in this game than in most games, because in most games you have the ability to sort of soak up a little bit of damage. In this, you just sort of die after one, supposedly. Yeah. It's neat. And I'm making the floor warm. Oh, what is this? This is... Oh, I activated a bonfire. What does a bonfire do? I appear to have lost my mouse. There it is. A heap of wood that can start a fire. Everything is already here. You just need to touch it. Okay, so it doesn't tell you any real specifics. That's annoying. So I don't know what the bonfire does. It's obviously going to heat the area up, which is going to kill the walls, which will melt, but I don't know what that actually really does otherwise. Like, I don't know if it's the first start to some sort of world transformation or getting the super secret item or something. I don't know. I have no clue. So this is like a forest area, it looks like. This is land filled with huge ivy plants and dangerous animals. I reached the jungle and collected a ruby. Alright, so it looks like rubies are the treasures here. So these are vines. The vines seem to be many branches. One branch grows for each of my moves. They move in clockwise. And the root itself is horrible. Okay, that's a thing. So I could, like... Oh, ivy branches can kill me. So I can do that. There we go. So I killed an ivy. Ooh, this is... I don't like this. Because this this is... Alright, this isn't so bad, actually. It gives you a good indication of which one is going next. So you'll kinda... You kinda know when you're in danger. Alright, so this is good. I like this. Let's go to another area. Carol the Desert Man. So this is a... Oh no, this is like the Wanderlands? Whatever this is, Crossways. Let's go into here. I'm in the desert. I collected spice. Kind of historically accurate in a way. Just a natural terrain feature of the desert. Okay. This is a rare and expensive substance found in the desert. Oh, it extends your life and raise psychic powers. That's not a reference to some movie or anything? Nah. Oh look, there's a sandworm. Never heard of that. So huge monsters live below the sand, but your movements have disturbed them. I can't slay them, but I can defeat them by making them unable to move. And they move slower than me. Alright, so I have to try to trap them? But making them unable to move... I don't think I would be able to block them with my body? So, I'm not sure how I'd make them move without some sort of movable object. That or some sort of enemy, but, I mean... Let's see if I can try to trap one of these things. So, you would be unable to move here. There we go. Alright, so I made him sort of trap itself. That's interesting. God, these things are long. Alright, that's neat. This is probably... It's a thumper. This is actually really cool. Track sandworms and other enemies. So I guess they're gonna all come here, which is something. I'm not really sure what it does for me. If I go here, it'll probably try to follow me. Oh, game over. Oh, that's what I checkmated myself, basically. Oh, and there's unlockables. You can collect money to access different areas. Or different enemies. Oh, you can review a quest. That's actually really cool. Okay, so it looks like this game is more in-depth than I give it, credit for. Which is neat. This seems like the kind of thing that could just sort of take a day, like an afternoon or an entire weekend day out of just sheer novelty. It's neat. Sort of more of a puzzle game than a real roguelike game because it's sort of the one-hit, one-death. You have to get enemies into unwinnable situations. It's kind of like a weird form of chess. So anyway, it's neat. I'll probably play this more myself, but it's like a buck. So if anyone finds this in any way interesting at all, I would suggest just picking it up. It's very difficult to. I don't mean that. What I mean is this is easy to recommend for $1. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, favorite, subscribe. This all helps us a lot. We're a small channel, and everything that we can get makes us more visible. So anyway, goodbye.